Ah, Trevor Noah, the man who has presided over The Daily Show's descent into obscurity with admirable tenacity. A brave attempt to fill Jon Stewart's shoes, only to barely begin to pull himself up out of the footprint of better times for the left. Even the warm nostalgia of those days falls short of bringing this show back from the Obama-era grave it now inhabits. So I ask you, what does he have to say about the Republican reaction to Biden choosing Kamala Harris? Let's find out.
If anything, Kamala Harris on the ticket with Joe Biden is a genius move by the former VP. Because not only does she tick a bunch of boxes, but clearly conservatives are going to struggle to put her in one.
Joe Biden is running on the most radical platform of any candidate from any major party in U.S. history. Now with the most radical running mate ever.
She doesn't really have core beliefs.
Her record as Attorney General is absolutely abysmal by fighting to keep inmates locked up in overcrowded prisons.
As a prosecutor in San Francisco, she allowed, scores of violent criminals to walk free.
Did you know that Kamala Harris has a higher rating from the Police Association in 2019 than from the ACLU?
She is soft on crime. She is no friend of the police. Harris clearly wasn't picked for her personal charm.
She's very telegenic. I get that. The media will say she's very hip.
I think that the pick was somewhat surprising.
I think it was a kind of a boring pick. I think everybody was expecting Biden to pick Kamala.
Oh, man. Poor Republicans. They're so confused. Kamala is like their version of that green needle brainstorm meme. Honestly, it's kind of cute watching Republicans flail around, trying to figure out the right talking points. You know, it's like when a...
Aw, poor Democrats. They think Fox News speaks for all conservatives. It's almost like alternative media doesn't exist in their world. I wonder why.
litter of puppies is born, but they haven't opened their eyes yet. And look, they better figure this shit out soon, or else their attack ads are going to be really unconvincing.
Joe Biden has picked Kamala Harris. But who is Kamala Harris? She hates the police. Except for the times that she loves the police. She's also soft on drug crime, but is too tough on drug crime sometimes. She's black, but also Indian. Is that even allowed? Kamala Harris. We haven't decided why she's bad yet, but we already paid for this ad.
I'm Donald Trump, and I'm confused by this message.
But before we go, I wanted to remind you that there are a lot of groups out there right now who are working to protect...
So, honestly, I really don't think anyone's going to have a problem defining Kamala. We can let everyone else do the work for us. So let's check the news. Let's see what they're saying. You do a news search for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Wall Street. Wall Street executives are glad Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris to be his VP running mate. As Kamala Harris joins Biden ticket, Wall Street sighs in relief. Wall Street Democrats rejoice at Biden's pick of Kamala Harris. So it seems even Wall Street knows that the status quo will no longer be under threat in the Biden-Harris administration. How is the far left going to feel about the evil Wall Street capitalists celebrating Biden's choice? Do Biden's handlers really think choosing a cop will pull enough voters from the center and right without totally alienating the far left? They're obviously backed into a corner. They can't go further left, and going further right is just not going to work. The right is not divided the way the left is. But I think I can show you what will be the real Republican attack ad from the Biden-Harris campaign. Are you ready? It's very, very simple.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place. That impacts poor people in the worst kind of way. When you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who are on death row, innocent people. You actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
So I say we just let the left speak for itself. Biden might have stood a chance had he chosen someone like Tulsi Gabbard or even Elizabeth Warren as a running mate. Uniting the party could win it for the Democrats, but instead they're trying to siphon off votes from the center and the right. In my opinion, Kamala Harris is literally just Hillary version 2.0, and the establishment is trying to sneak her into the presidency under the coattails of a man who is slowly slipping into dementia.